See that, Frank? There's the goal. Do you think you can jump to the top of that?
I don't know, JR. It's awful high. I don't think I can make it in one jump.
And this is what most people do. They get a dream, and isn't their dream up there? Even Frank, who was a Green Beret and a Ranger, I mean, this guy's a pretty tough guy. He's done amazing things that most of us would never think of doing. He can't jump to the top, okay? So old Mr. Negative gets over here, and he controls Frank because Frank can't beat him. Do you understand what I'm saying? He can't beat him because Frank knows he can't jump there. So every time he says you can't do it, he believes him. So he never believes the dream, so he never accepts it, so it never manifests because he never demonstrates it. How many people know what I mean? So, see, here's what you've been doing. Here's what you've been doing. You get that dream and say, man, but I'm going to do it because JR said I could do it. Kiefer said I could do it. Weber said I could do it. And I'm going to do it. Get out of my way. Here I come. I'm going to do it. And I run and I leave. And if I went into it, I'd get hurt, wouldn't I? And that's what happens to you. You get hurt. You say, no, I'm tough. I'm not going to quit. And you get back again. And you get back and you run even harder. And you're going to try, if I can just get my hands up there and reach it. But you can't reach it. And you know what happens? He becomes stronger, doesn't he? He becomes even. Do you agree with this? Okay, but now I'm going to get smart. All we need to do is build a staircase to our dream. Okay? And all you really need is 12 to 16 good people, 3 to 4 in each leg by the end of the year, and you'll have all 3 centers qualifying, and your dreams will start coming true. Okay, can you believe that?
I think I can do that, JR.
I think you can too, and I'll tell you why. We're not going to jump to the top anymore. All you got to do, Frank, is break this down. If we need 12 people in a year, how many is that a month? One. Well, Frank, we only got to get 1 per month. Well, you see, then the Dream Reaper says, where are you going to get the people? Okay? So we got to know how we're going to get there. If I only need 1 per month, how many people do I got to show the plan to get 1 per month? Well, for everybody it's different. It might be 4 for you, it might be 8 for you. Let's say it's 4. Well, it's 4 per month. How many people do we have to show the plan to per week? 1. Well, hey, that's not that high, is it? And now we're giving him logic to overcome, to make this guy stronger than that guy. Does everybody follow this? And this is how a dream comes true. You say, now, 1 per week. Well, how many people do I got to call? You know why you don't show the plan to 1 person per week? Because you don't have anyone to call. Isn't that true? How many people do I have to call to show the plan to 1 person per week? Well, it's different for everybody. Let's say it's 7 or 8. That would be 1 per day then. Can you make 1 call per day? Is that easier than your 8-hour-a-day job? Well, you know why you don't call 1 person per day? Dennis and I know. We made a study of it. It's because they don't have any possibilities. So if I talk to 2 people per day, and I make 2 friends every day, at the end of 14 days, I got 28 people I'm friends with. Out of them, I'll have some to call. By the end of the month, I got 60 people that are new friends that are getting interested. And all I got to do is take this itty-bitty step this day. 1 call and 2 possibilities. 1 call and 2 possibilities. And Frank, we can build a staircase to your dream. Do you think you can do that?
I think I can do it, JR.
Go ahead.
Now I see how it can happen. You can sponsor 1 per month. You'll definitely have enough good people to build not 2 legs, but 4 legs. That's $27,000 per month. Wow!
Frank, take the first step.
I'm doing it, JR.
He can believe he can take that step. Everybody see that? Everybody see that? He still has a dream, but he doesn't believe the dream, and he listened to him because logic said, I can do it. Okay, but Mr. Negative is still there, the Dream Reaper.
Who are you kidding? You don't believe that garbage. Where are you going to get the people from? Nobody likes you. Nobody.
Look, you negative Dream Reaper, you don't know anything. All he has to do is develop 2 possibilities per day and make 1 call per day. Frank, you see it?
I see it.
You can do it.
I see it. I can do it.
Just meet 2 people per day and do the daily goal. Do it now.
Take another step, Frank.
I'm going to do it.
You can do it. Take it twice. And look, Here's the thing. Here's a guy making $800,000 a year. More than that, I don't even know what it is anymore. But he started out like you. He took the little steps to be the big guy he is today, making all the money. And that's what all those people did over in that row. But Mr. Negative is still here.
Yeah, but you won't stick to it. You're lazy. You're a failure.
That little negative person still talks to us, doesn't he? Okay? But positive is stronger because Frank has got what? Logic. His brain sees how it's going to happen so he can believe it.
Now you know he's lying to you. Doing the daily goal is a little step. It's easier than working a job 8 hours a day for 45 years. It takes 30 days to develop a habit. You did it in 2 days. Now do it again.
Anything's better than a job.
You're right, Frank. Take another step. But the Dream Reaper is still there, but Frank don't believe him very much anymore, does he?
You'll never make it. You'll never stick to it.
The only way you won't make it is if you don't want to do it. But you have a dream. If you do the daily goal just 4 more days, you'll automatically hit the weekly goal. He's so wrong.
Well, Frank, take another step.
I gotta do it because I'm scared to death that I'd have to work for a living.
But Mr. Negative is still going to try to convince him, but he's getting stronger and stronger because he's taking the little steps that he can believe in, and he can see how he's getting there.
It's just a matter of time before you give up. You'll never stick anything out. Besides, you aren't making any money, and you don't have anybody in.
I'm on my way.
You're doggone right.
You don't need anyone in. All you need is possibilities. You are on your way to making money by taking the steps. You are succeeding. You are doing it. He's the one that's going nowhere. He's the loser.
Take another step, Frank. I'm telling you, he's getting closer and closer to the weekly goal because by doing the daily goal, the weekly goal automatically happens, you see? And there were little steps that Frank would take, and he wouldn't go to bed before he completed that daily goal, okay? But Mr. Negative is still trying.
Talk is cheap.
That's right, and you're the one talking. You, Frank, you're doing it. The daily steps add up to the weekly goal. The weekly goal then adds up to the monthly goal. All you have to do is what you've already did 5 times. When you do it for 12 months, it'd be impossible for you not to make it.
And it is impossible, Frank. Just take another step.
I'm gonna do this 1 step at a time.
But Mr. Negative is still trying.
Where's the people? Show me the money.
You ever heard that one before? But Frank has logic on his side. And
look, he already has 12 possibilities and 1 meeting book. He is succeeding, and you're the failure. We have no use for you.
well, Frank, you take another step.
I'm good.
Mr. Negative?
Yeah, until you fall and fail. You'll be back down here at the bottom where you belong, begging for my forgiveness.
Take one more step. Okay, go ahead, say it.
Shut up, loser! You accomplished your daily goal 7 times, so you achieved your weekly goal. All you need to do is do it every week. You don't go to bed each day without completing your daily goal. You are guaranteeing your own success. Congratulations! Do it again.
Now look at this, guys. I want everybody to look at this. Okay? Frank believed he could do these little steps. He knew the stairway would lead him all the way to his dreams. Okay? If we just look up at the screen now, what's happened? Doesn't everybody in here believe they can make 1 call a day and develop 2 new friends? Well, here's what happens when you do that. Okay? By doing that, if I get this, okay, Frank was able to walk up the stairs 1 step at a time, overcoming the Dream Reaper, believing in the cycle, so he begins to accept it. The further he went, the more he accepted it, the more he demonstrated it, didn't he? In the cycle, and it's beginning to manifest. And you see, if he does the daily goal, which is what? 2 possibilities, 1 call, read goal statement, and listen to a tape, because he has to listen to a tape to what? Program the brain. So that 1 billionth of volt goes off over and over and over again and says, I will do it. Well, what happens? He automatically hit the weekly goal, which is what? Show the plan to 1 or 2 people, because he had people to show the plan to. Follow up with 1 prospect, move in the ABC pattern, doing those meetings down 2 legs. Everybody's willing to do the work, they just don't have the people. And see, he now has the people. 1 second look he goes to, stay in contact with 1 to 5 customers or develop them, and call the upline. Why? Because we got to be plugged into positive reinforcement, positive support to keep the brain programmed. Okay, well, Frank, you did it for 1 week. All we got to do is do it over again. Same steps, so go on up another week. You see? And Frank is able to do it because the Dream Reaper can't beat him. Mr. Positive or Mr. Negative?
I can't believe you're all the way up there. I've been with you all these years. Why don't you listen to me? I've always been right. Are you going to leave me down here? I can't fail without you.
Say it again, because I couldn't hear it. Go ahead, say it again. When they stop. He's going to say it again.
How about a little
Why don't
Rocky
you-
music?
Why don't you listen to me? I've always been right before.
You're
What are you
history
going to
now,
do? Leave me
pal.
down here to be a failure? I can't fail by myself. I hope you fall, you jerk.
But Mr. Positive is now stronger than Mr. Negative.
Frank, keep it up. All you need to do is walk up the stairs. Now your new guy will follow you in your footsteps. It's just that simple. You are a success. You are in control. And why don't you just leave? You're not wanted here anymore.
Now, I need the screen back. Now watch this. Watch this. Because Frank now knows he can do the daily steps, it takes 30 days to make a habit. And that first 30 days is the hardest day. But it started as an idea, a dream, a thought. And because he began to believe in it, because we programmed the brain with positive, and we took little steps, and the action enforced the belief, so he began to accept it, and he began to become it. Now he is it, isn't it? And just watch this. All he has to do is keep doing it, and the daily goals add up to the weekly goals. Imagine this stairway twice as high. Frank, you could probably never believe you could jump that high. But look where he is. Can you all imagine the stairway twice as high? And the little man goes all the way up to the top. And that's you by taking these little steps. Okay? So what happens? By hitting the weekly goals each week of 1 to 2, showing the plan 1 to 2 times, 1 follow-up, 1 to 2 ABC meetings and trial runs, 1 second look, 1 to 5 customers, and calling the upline, putting in an hour and a half on the average per day, what happens? At the end of the week, he does this 4 times, he's hit the monthly goal. The weekly goal automatically added up to the monthly goal. Does everyone see that? Automatically, Frank hit the monthly goal. He's servicing 10 companies. He's moved 3 levels in the ABC. And what happens over a year? Frank is now it. He's succeeded already, even though a year isn't up. You see, these field vice presidents and directors became field vice presidents and directors 3 months, 6 months, a year before they got the pen level. A lot of people say, I'll think that way after I succeed. No, that's not the way it works. You think that way before you succeed, and that's why you succeed. But do you think Frank's thinking that way? Of course he's thinking that way. Is he going to listen to this guy? So here's what happens over a year. Okay? The yearly goal is automatically achieved. Watch the screen. Just doing the same thing, little steps, which add up to the weeks to the month. Okay? He automatically hits it. Okay? Frank, feel to be making $800,000 a year?
It feels fantastic.
Now I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking that, well, Frank's successful. It's different for him. But here's a guy that's just started in the business. Eddie just started about a month ago. He's just getting wet behind the ears, but he's coachable and he's listening. Now, if he was sponsored by Frank, okay, Frank, all you got to do is tell him to follow in your footsteps, don't you? And do you think it's more believable for you seeing Frank having done that just to follow that you can do it too?
Definitely.
You see, that's why I say my motto is you must succeed so that other people can realize their dreams. How much easier? And here's a guy now that can, and this may be symbolic, but it's also real. He's taking those little steps. Those little steps that anybody could take. The steps of making one friend and making one call are no harder than the steps on this stair. Eddie, climb the stairs.